Hi everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. I am going over this week the different things that will make your offer look strong as a buyer, and then also to help sellers know which offer they can be confident with when they do accept an offer, knowing it's the best offer. Day one, we went over price. Day two, we went over the different types of financing. And then day three, we went over the earnest money and down payment. Now, day four, I'm going to hit on the different seller concessions. So, seller concessions is where the buyer is asking the seller to help out with their closing costs. Definitely, this is something that is really important to a lot of buyers, just so that way they can bring less money to the closing table with help from the seller, and then that way they can have that extra money that they would have paid for their closing costs to actually improve the property and make it their own. So definitely 2020, 2021, there were not a lot of sellers that were accepting offers that asked for seller concessions. There may have been a few, but the majority of sellers, they really just wanted a strong buyer that did not need help with their closing costs. Whereas now we are getting into the market where sellers are sometimes considering to help a buyer out with some of those closing costs. Closing costs on average in this area, depending on the price range of the house, is right around the $5,000 mark, I'll say. So a lot of times buyers will ask a seller for $3,000-$4,000 just to help them out a little bit. The thing is that you have to remember, if you are a buyer and you're trying to make the best offer, it is always best just to pay your own closing costs. However, if you are asking for seller concessions towards those closing costs, make sure it is reflected in the purchase price. So example, if a house is $100,000 and you're needing some help with those closing costs, to make sure that you're still giving a strong offer, you may want to actually go over the list price and say $104,000, and then ask the seller to pay $4,000 in closing for you, but the seller is still getting their $100,000 that they originally wanted for the property. And then we also have to consider the home warranties. Home warranties are super important. I know that not all sellers offer them because they don't know if the buyers is interested in getting a home warranty, and then that way the buyer can actually choose which home warranty they want to use. So with that being said, home warranties on average cost right around $500. And we need to remember, once again, if your offer is $100,000 and you're asking for seller concessions and you're asking for a home warranty, that is taking away from that seller the cost for those things. So if you're doing a $100,000 house and you're needing $4,000 in closing costs, and you need a home warranty, which is $500 on average, then you may want to actually make your offer $104,500, so that way they are still getting their list price of $100,000, but able to also help you out with paying for that home warranty and also help you out with some of those closing costs. So hope that helps. Like I said before, to make a really strong offer, you really want to pay for your own home warranty as a buyer, and you want to pay your own closing costs. However, if that is not possible for you as a buyer because you need that extra money, definitely make sure that you reflect your purchase price to figure in those things that you're asking the seller to do for you. Hope that helps, and I hope everybody's having a great week, and I will be back on here again tomorrow with some more information on what makes a strong offer.